try to affect the game in a better way and make plays.
Denzel, you've had a few games against Mahomes now in your career. What do you think? Who's the best out there?
Say it again.
Is Mahomes the best out there?
He definitely have one of the best resumes out there, so you got to give him his respect. And we're looking forward to going against him. They're won Super Bowls, so it's great to see how we match up against those guys, and I'm looking forward to it.
Do you know Travis Kelce fairly well from both of you guys being from around here? I know it's different age groups and stuff like that, but how well do you know him? What do you know about him, and just how good he is?
Yeah, he's a great guy personally, and obviously on the field, he's a great player, Hall of Fame player. Makes a lot of plays for those guys. Him and Mahomes they go hand in hand with each other, and definitely presents a great challenge for us.
Could you see your?
How about Worthy and just what he's done his rookie year and added to their pass game, and them getting D-Hop too, and how that offense has changed?
Yeah, they got a lot of great receivers and guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands, and Worthy's one of those guys, fast guy, take the top off the defense. And D-Hop, everyone knows what he's done in this league so far. Great contested catch guy. And like I said, Mahomes, he gives the ball to his playmakers, and they do the rest.
With Kansas City, it feels like their offense isn't as explosive as it was a couple years ago. Is a defense, if you have to make them march down the field and they take 10 plays, how disciplined do you have to be as a defense to make an offense do that?
Yeah, we got to be very disciplined. It's a very disciplined team that they are. And like I said, they've been marching down the field and able to put points on the board. And they got playmakers. So we got to just do our assignment and execute that.
Denzel, obviously, Greg going to the IR is a loss for you guys in the secondary. You guys are such camaraderie. You work so well together. Just how do you guys kind of respond to that and try to kind of keep it moving without it?
Yeah, I hate that for Greg, but we got guys that are going to step up, Cameron Mitchell, Miles Harden. So I think guys, they're going to be ready, and they're going to get a lot more playing time, which would be good. Just see those guys come out there and compete. But definitely got to step up with Greg going out.
Denzel, when you guys played them in the playoffs like 4 years ago, did it feel like this would almost be like an annual event, that these were going to be two teams that were going to match up year to year in the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely felt that way, and it hurts us not being where our goal was set to making it to the playoffs, but we're still going to go in and treat it as such. Like this is a playoff game. This is our Super Bowl and playoff game, so we're going to take each week like that and try to come back better next year, though.
Is it surprising to you that they're still doing it? I mean, that seems so long ago.
That they're still doing it?
Yeah.
No, they're a great team, great coaches, great players. Mahomes, a great player. So, I mean, I'm not too surprised by it. They're a great team and well coached, so I'm not too surprised.
What does it mean for you guys, even in this 3-10 season, to go out and beat
It mean a lot. I mean, that's what I said. This is a big game for us. It's also the next game. That's what makes it a big game. But just to see where we match up against those guys, like I said, they won Super Bowls and everything, and just going out there and competing and trying to get a win each week.
Denzel, the worst thing a team can do is give Patrick Mahomes the ball last. So how do you guys keep the ball, make sure he doesn't get the ball last Sunday?
Man, we gotta do our job and our assignment, try to put as many points on the board as we can and not make it get into that position. So we'll see how the game goes.
What have you seen out of Cam in the 2 years he's been here?
And Cam, he's like a veteran player out there, so I don't think it's going to be no drop-off with Cam coming in. He's a great nickel, communicates out there for us, gets guys in the right position. He's a good player, so he has a lot of playing time out there, so I think he'll be well.
The Chiefs have had an element of luck in some of their games.
Say it again?
The Chiefs have had an element of luck in some of their wins. Hitting the goalpost.
Right.
You think that's fair with 2-time Super Bowl champion?
Right. Whether it's fair or not, that's how the game goes sometimes. So they're able to put themselves in positions to have some luck go their way, if that's the case. But like I said, they're a good team. Whether it's luck or not, they put themselves in position to have it go that way.
Denzel, going back to Mahomes, how does he extend the legs? How do you guys at the secondary have to be aware of that?
Yeah, he obviously has a amazing arm and able to stretch the field with his arm, but using his legs as well, able to maneuver throughout the pocket and, like I said, stretch the field. So whether he's close to going out of bounds, he's still looking down the field to get his guys the ball.
With Travis, obviously he's going to be line up more inside, obviously, but just as a whole secondary, how do you guys kind of communicate to sort of be aware of where he is at all times? How do you kind of communicate those things throughout a game, especially without somebody like J.O.K. out there who kind of that would be more
Right. Yeah, just really getting the call and executing our assignment on that specific play. And yeah, definitely got to be alert of where he's at on the field. And everything else will take care of itself. It'll be good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nick, go ahead, Mary Jane.
Just seeing how well Kareem is doing there in Kansas City, how happy are you for him that he was able to go back there and have the kind of success that he's having?
I was excited for him, for sure. Obviously he got drafted there. It means a lot to him. He was on pace to, having crazy numbers when he first got to his first year and second year. And, obviously he ended up here for whatever reason. But, I had a chance to get to meet him, play with him, which I'm blessed. He's more than teammates, a brother to me. So to see him get to go back, he always expressed how much Kansas City meant to him. So to see him go back there and have success, I know that's what he's always dreamed of. So I'm super proud of him, happy for him, happy to see him on Sunday.
Nick, you don't make the decisions. We know that. But did you question why he's not here?
Who was that?
Kareem?
Nah, that's above my pay grade. I know. I didn't, but I would love. I love Kareem. I love the running backs we have here. So.
Was it hard for him to have to leave here and not get re-signed back here this year?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Kareem's from Cleveland. He loves Cleveland Browns. He is a Brown. So yeah, I'm sure it was hard for him. But he's back where he started. So.
Nick, with everything you've been through with the knee and then the fact you guys have been eliminated in the playoffs, is there any thought to you kind of shutting it down for the end of the season to get that knee even better for next year?
I have a long way to go before I shut anything down. So and every time I go out there, it's practice reps, game reps, it's me, just getting better physically, mentally, all around. So I'm nowhere near shutting it down. Not even a thought.
You had your longest run, and it was 19 yards on Sunday. Do you feel close to really ripping a big one off here?
It felt good to get in the open field. Obviously, it's been a while since I've done that off a run play, but it felt good. Hopefully, we can just build on top of that. But have a great challenge this week with Kansas City Chiefs. But looking forward to getting back.
How are you kind of judging your progress that you've made? Is it stats? Is it how you feel on Mondays? Like, what are the things you're kind of looking at to see how far you've come?
It's the small things with me. Able to just as simply as breaking the tackle or making the right cut or right read. That's the biggest thing for me right now. But other than that, I do feel better.
It seems like the blocking has improved in the recent weeks. What do you think the reason for that is?
Yeah, the O-line's done a great job from the beginning of the year until right now, especially in the pass protection. Those guys work hard every day. Andy's been on them, want to improve, but the guys up front, they want to be better for our team and for themselves. So I think just kudos to them for all coming together and figuring it out.
Joel said after the game that it's hard to establish the run and get better at it when you're throwing the ball as much as you guys are at like 70% clip. Do you feel like that's one of the reasons the run game hasn't been able to take off, just because you don't run it as much as you used to?
I think that's part of it, but I think we got to give them a reason to run the ball more, in which I feel like that's my responsibility along the offensive lineman, and Jerome, just to get them reason to run the ball more.
Nick, the Chiefs are limiting opposing teams to 80 rushing yards a game this season. So as you guys are preparing for this game, in the run, how are you mentally preparing for that, knowing that they're really good in that area?
We know they're really good, so it's going to be a challenge, obviously, but we rise to the occasions, and so we're excited about going against a great defense.
Nick, you mentioned you thought about going back to Pittsburgh. What were the emotions like on Sunday, being back there?
It was great. Obviously, what happened last year didn't cross my mind. Just happy to go out there and play against a great team and play with my teammates.
Did you have any interactions with Minka?
No.
Also, obviously, you found out this week you got chosen by your teammates for the Head Block Courage Awards. What does that honor mean to you, knowing what that award represents?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, my teammates thought of me to win the award, and just thinking back to all the rehab process, everything I've been through, I couldn't have done it without my teammates, my coaches, the city of Cleveland, everyone around me.
I think speaking of that, I think I saw a tweet of the ceremony yesterday. You said you want to be a Brown for life. How important is it for you to finish your career here?
Obviously, it's important. I started here. I like to finish here. Cleveland just means a lot to me. Everything we've been through, ups and downs, but I'm proud of to be drafted here.
Have there been any discussions about beyond this year? Yes. Oh, did he?
Yeah. He said he was trying to go incognito.
Be better.
No, I have not seen it yet.
David, did you hear that you were featured pretty prominently in the second episode?
I heard that my babies were featured a lot, so I know they're gonna be happy to see their stuff on TV.
James, how important do you think these final 4 games are for you is towards your future, right? Whether it's coming back here or going somewhere else, trying to establish yourself at the start. These 4 games feel important to you?
Every game that I get an opportunity to go out there and play is important to me. And this game is the most important because it's the next game. And obviously, I want to put on a great performance, just for my career, for this team, and truly be the best I possibly can.
David Njoku might not be able to play in this game, some hamstring injury in Pittsburgh. If David can't play, what does that sort of do to the game plan and your ability to hit a big target?
Well, if he can't play, we're definitely going to miss him because he's been dominant in his performances. But, man, I believe in Jordan Atkins. Just the connection that we have developed since I first got here. He was the main tight end that I was throwing to. And with Blake Whiteheart, him continuing to trend up, I think Tommy Rees is doing an excellent job in that tight end room, so I know they're going to be prepared and ready to go.
What is it about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs where they're able to have sustained success?
I think winning is contagious as well. And when you have a winning culture, you have a great head coach, you got great teammates, great people in the building, I believe it just breeds success.
James, we got to see a little bit last night, the relationship you seem to have formed with Kevin. Saw him a couple of times, talking about having fun and, and things like that. Could you just touch on that relationship and how it's grown since you've gotten here?
Well, I'm just grateful for how poised he is and the way that he's able to lead in kind of in a silent way, but very intentional way is very impressive to me. And I just thank you for his leadership and what he means to this team.
When you got here, James, what kind of expectations did you have of what kind of city Cleveland was like and with the fans?
Well, I tried to come here with no expectations. I think the biggest thing that people warned me about was the weather. But I believe, being from Birmingham, I knew that, in terms of having family, I got family up here in Cleveland and Detroit. So I kind of knew what Cleveland was kind of like, especially most people from the South end up moving to the Cleveland area and the Detroit area. So in terms of the people, I'm a people person, so I'm more interested in finding out who people truly are than going with cognitive bias of what they may be. I will honestly say that Cleveland has definitely exceeded my expectations, but my expectations wasn't really much because I just wanted to be present and just get a feel for who everyone, even you guys, who everyone truly was.
Jameis, it seems the best way to beat Mahomes in a close game is to not give him the ball at the end. In your experience as a starter, forming an offense to end the game, how difficult is it to milk the clock and still go to score?
Well, it's challenging to score in this league at all, but I believe a great team effort is what allows you to be in a position to win against a great team like the Kansas City Chiefs. And obviously we know how great of a finisher Patrick is, so we have to be an even better finisher.
James, when you look at this Chiefs defense, what kind of opportunities does it present you in the pass game, and especially just with your pass catchers being able to find them in that downfield?
Well, they play a lot of match coverage. When they're in shell, they're pressing and they're matching. And they play a lot of read, so their corners at times they're playing man, and then they get their eyes in the backfield. So with our ability to make plays on time and off schedule, it just shows up over and over again of them having eyes where we can kind of expose them, whether it's the scramble drill, whether it's them reading my eyes and me having quick progressions.
What have you been able to find with Jerry Jeudy that really seems you're bringing out the best player in him, and likewise he seems to be doing the same for you?
Yeah, well, I just think Judy is a phenomenal receiver, and I think his hunger and his want for the ball, and his selflessness of just wanting to block, wanting to run every route precisely, wanting to catch every pass that's thrown his way, has allowed him to have a tremendous amount of success. When you are putting in the work and you are doing the discipline work, and you're doing also the work that it's not even really required of your job, you're going to get those good results, and that's what he's been doing.
This was a better question for Sunday, but I didn't get the chance to ask it. But how is it that you only targeted him twice in the first half in Pittsburgh?
I believe Pittsburgh did a great job of finding ways to eliminate him throughout the course of the first half, and I believe that we did an even better job of finding ways to get him the ball in the second half. Like, that's called good defense and good adjustments.
How about Chris Jones? Just how good is he? What does he bring to the table? And I think he moves around inside and out.
Yeah, well, we know what it's like to have a superstar defensive player because I sit right by one of the best players in the NFL, so we know that Chris Jones he's gonna play his game. But I believe our offensive line has been doing a tremendous job of protecting me and just blocking and sustaining blocks. And we know that he's a high effort guy and he's a very powerful guy. So we gonna have to bring our hat and have some lead with us. And I trust my guys, especially in the interior and on the exterior, to protect me.
James, what were your biggest takeaways when you went back and watched that Pittsburgh film?
The biggest takeaway was just rhythm in terms of offense. You saw some of the penalties showing up again that were unnecessary. You saw some of the procedural things showing up that we definitely could have limited. And you just saw two teams like slugging it out. And like I said, I believe that for the Cleveland Browns to play the best version of Cleveland Browns football, we have to focus on us playing our best version of football and not what someone else is doing. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they watched us play a style of football that wasn't our best football, and they just let us play it, and it ended up letting them win.
When you end up having to throw 40-plus times a game, how tough does that make it as a quarterback? I mean, maybe you love it, but it feels like, a balanced attack might help, and you throw it a ton, and obviously opens the door for some mistakes. So is that hard for you?
Well, I think my job is to do whatever's required from the team. I think last game we did a good job of incorporating the run and finding gaps and holes in Jerome Ford and Nick Chubb, finding ways to attack the second level and getting more yards. Officially, I believe, like the way that I grew up knowing football, you establish the game with the running game, right? And you work things off of that. And I like playing that style of football, but I'm willing and able to play any style that I'm required to play. But obviously, I think when you're able to possess the ball for a long period of time where you have a mixture of runs and passes, it just makes the congruence of the offense just to be a little bit more effective and efficient.
Jameis, you talked about your relationship with Jerry. Just how is your relationship with him? And I guess David, too, just kind of evolved from training camp where you weren't always taking the first team rush with those guys to now where you guys obviously had a lot of chemistry and done a lot of good things.
I think, man, when you have people that are hungry and want the football, you find ways to do that. Like, it's like you look at me like, oh, it's the quarterback's job to get the ball. No, it's the offensive coordinator's job. It's the quarterback coach. Like, we're all in the process of finding ways to get our most electric guys the football, and I think we do a great job of that. And obviously, Jerry definitely plays his part by studying, by winning his one-on-one matchups, and by getting open. I think, like, what is a receiver's job? The receiver's job is to get open and catch the ball. And guys like Jerry and David, they get open and they catch the ball.
What would it say about you guys as you're a 3-10 football team, but if you can go out there and beat the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs, what might that do for you or say about you guys as a team?
Yeah, I mean, I believe reality says that we're a 3-10 football team, but I believe we're a good football team when the Cleveland Browns play their best version of football. In Kansas City, they have been beat, right? But they are the reigning champions, and we're gonna hold them up to that standard and give them the utmost respect. But our main focus is going out there and playing our best version of football, not really focusing on what they're doing, because obviously they're showing who they are I think this will be a great opportunity to show what we're capable of doing and doing that for a consistent time, 4 quarters, if 5, if 6, but just doing it for an extended period of time and finding a way to grit out a win.
Jameis, you and Dustin Hopkins go way back. It's obviously been an up and down season for him so far. Have you guys had a chance maybe just kind of have those heart-to-heart faith talk just about kind of where his career this year has been going?
Yeah, you know, we had a great talk on Thanksgiving because, you know, it's been challenging for Dustin because his family hasn't been able to be with him because his amazing wife has been taking care of Wade and their youngest son back home. So Dustin is a family man, and I think in terms of his schedule, in terms of his preparation, he requires to have his loved ones around him. That's how he functions. So I know that has been definitely challenging him, but he also knows that the responsibility that he has in this building. So I just continue to lift him up and continue to encourage him. Hey man, like, look who you're doing it for. You are strong and courageous. You are an amazing human being. So don't focus on what you're lacking. And right now he's lacking that love and affection from his family. Just focus on what you have, man. And I know I can't give to you what your wife can give to you, but man, I love you, and I'm gonna be there for you regardless of the circumstances. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Shane.